I've just been explaining to John that we have no intro into it. This is the intro.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Fair enough. Hello.
There's a new voice on the podcast. This is my mate John. This is I won't say your full name because I don't want to dox you in front of everyone. But this is John. This is Chinese John.
Hi.
Multicultural on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. It's all you need is you just need to get Leon and a couple of the other guys on here now.
Yeah.
And you'll cover the whole of UK and possibly Asia.
So you might be listening and thinking, well, who the fuck's John? Well, John is a man that I met on World of Warcraft, which is meaning that this podcast will be predominantly World of Warcraft based. You know how long I've been waiting? When Ash started playing WoW, I was like, shit, I can finally fucking talk in depth about this sort of stuff. And then he stopped playing. So I was like, fuck, I don't know anyone that's on this pod that I can talk to about World of Warcraft. And now, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And we're not even that far away from each other. So.
No. So how long did it take you to get here?
Well, today it took a little bit longer. It took about 45 minutes today.
That's still not bad, though.
That's not bad.
I think without traffic, it's like half an hour.
Yeah.
Which is mad. So
good.
So we met in the world's biggest MMORPG, and the geezer lives fucking half an hour up the road.
So good. so good. Whereas everyone else in our guild is like halfway across the other side of the planet.
Yep.
Like Ireland.
Yep.
And Wales.
Yep. Or fucking Pakistan. Or Killing Storm.
Yeah.
It's just like, so we met up for the first time last year. We had a guild, so we're all in the same guild, Hooves and Hoes. I'm sure most of them will be listening to this one. Hi.
Hello everyone.
So we had a guild meetup, and it was like so surreal. Dogs are going wild. I don't know what for, and it was like so weird to finally meet everyone that you play games with, because I'd never done that before.
I mean, we had no idea that Miles was like 6'7". I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it when I saw him.
But everyone looked how I thought they would look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Corey looked how Corey should look. It's just great. So we met up, had a great time, and then we met up again. Recently went to John's wedding, which again was surreal.
That was very surreal.
Having the guild at your fucking wedding.
That was mad, actually. Do you know what? I was sort of thinking, because obviously the wedding and the planning and lead up to it was all like a whirlwind. So I didn't really have time to think about everything. And I was only processing it on like the few days after the wedding. And I thought, shit, the boys were at my wedding. And then I thought, Kin and Leon, who were at my wedding, who travelled to be at my wedding, that was the first time I'd ever met them in person. And they were there.
Yeah.
And it was surreal because I couldn't believe how short Leon was. I know he said that he was short, but I didn't realise how short he actually... I love you, Leon. But, you know, and Kin, I mean, you were everything that I thought you would be. My fellow yellow brother. Love you, Kin.
That's okay. You're Chinese. You can say that. You're 100% Chinese. You're sweet.
Yeah, I'm not advocating cross Asian racism. It was surreal. Like you say, it was and
Leon looks so Arab for a Welshman.
Oh, he's so Arab.
He's got lovely eyes.
He's so handsome.
Fantastic beard.
He's just got that sort of.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
they're all great. I love him.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. So it was such a wholesome day, but in general, just even like going back to that meetup that we had last year, you know, it was so nice. It was so wholesome. You know, we all had some beers and had some food and whatnot, and like you say, everyone just looked like how you would think they were. They were just how you would think, and we're all just normal people, and it's lovely, you know.
Just fucking from playing World of Warcraft.
It's nuts.
You know
and to think that I came into Hoofs, just over 2 years ago?
Completely randomly.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
So it was literally, I logged on towards the end of Dragonflight, last patch of the season, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get back into WoW. I hadn't played since Season 1 Dragonflight. And I thought, okay, no one that I knew that I used to play WoW with before was playing anymore.
Yeah.
Either that or they were playing Classic only. So logged on. And I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any guilds around, because no one really advertised guilds anymore the way they used to. So I went onto the guild finder and saw Hoofs and Hoes. I was like, haha, that's a funny name.
That's exactly what I did.
So I applied for it. And then I got accepted into it. And then even when I got accepted, it was like obviously no one there because as we all know, Hoofs and Hoes, we get curving and we all fuck off.
Yep.
But then there were a couple of people on, and then that's when I met Leon for the first time. He was playing on his mage, and we were just chatting nonsense. And then I met Connor, and then I met you, and then got into the Discord, and that was when I was like, "Oh, holy crap! These guys are really, really awesome."
It was something that, like, I've experienced that sort of stuff before, and obviously I used to run my own guild, and it just fucking took over my life.
Yeah, that's stressful, man.
Yeah, and I've been part of other big guilds. But it I was almost a kid.
Yes.
During that time, being in that sort of setting as a fully grown, mature adult is completely different to when you're fucking 16 or like 20.
Yeah.
And joining Hooves and Hoes, it was like when you join a new guild, you either stay completely silent because you're just there because you can probably easily get into groups and do raid and stuff like that, or you try and integrate yourself with these people. And obviously joining something like Hooves, everyone already knows each other.
It's not easy to integrate.
Yeah, so
and you have to be, to a degree, I feel that to a degree you kind of have to be a little bit extroverted in order to get yourself noticed.
Well, yeah, you have to, you got to be a bit funky.
You got to have a personality.
There's got to be something there, but also fucking the Discord. Like the Discord, I've got to say, is probably the main thing to get yourself integrated into that guild.
In any, I think I'd even go as far as saying any gaming community now in any game
is Discord.
It's Discord based. Yeah.
But it was. I still remember the very early days of being in Hooves, and slowly getting to know everyone and getting fucking confused between Tom and Tim because they fucking use each other's names as their characters. And I remember being so embarrassed because I kept calling Tom Tim and Tim Tom, and fucking people were calling me out, and it was like, fucking hell, I just feel like a cunt, like so stupid. I was like, this is so fucking dumb. And then like learning everyone's personalities and just who everyone is, and then slowly like rising up the ranks and then becoming an officer and fucking like becoming one. Like I feel like we're now fully one of the core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like everyone that talks in that Discord is in that core.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I don't think there really is anyone in the guild that raids with us for the last few seasons who is genuinely like seasonal in the sense that they're on to play, and then you don't hear from them in Discord ever again until the next season. I don't think there is any of that other than a couple of regulars. But even then, when they come back on, it's almost like they never left anyway to begin with. So, and that's what I like about Hooves is we are so genuinely wholesome.
Yeah.
And I think what helps is that the average age, like the median age, I think
very similar. Yeah,
we're all very similar. We're all at that stage where we're in our respective careers, we're doing our respective things, and you know we're all adulting, and we're all got responsibilities and things to look after and bills to pay and whatnot. And I think as a result of that, we have a certain way of approaching life. Whereas if I can't imagine myself meeting you guys and being the way I am with you guys and the rest of Hooves back in 17-year-old me.
Yeah. I mean, we started a group chat and you showed us a picture of your burst hemorrhoid pretty fucking early on.
Okay, right. So
we crossed the...
That was... That was extenuating circumstances. And just to clarify for the people that are listening to this right now who don't know what the fuck Reese is talking about, while I'm staring at his eyeballs right now and questioning his soul as to why he decided to bring that up. I'd just like to clarify, if you ever get a thrombosis hemorrhoid, I'm praying for you. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah. I'm just saying we've broken through the barrier of friendship. That's the point that I was making. If we go back to the very early days, the genesis of us all coming together was when Connor did that mad recruitment drive for hooves, and then we ended up with 2 fucking full raid groups. Of
Yes,
like 40 people.
no, that was hilarious. That was funny.
Fucking hell.
That was so good. That was raid team A and B.
Yeah.
And that was
And you was in raid team B.
I was in raid team B because I was like, okay, look, guys, I'm new here, so it makes sense to keep the original hooves together and whatnot. So this was the first season of The War Within. Yes.
No.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Nah.
raid team 1 and 2. It
wasn't.
This was the first raid.
No, it was Dragonflight.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
It definitely was.
No, because because it was Nerebar Palace. Remember,
No, it weren't.
we had 2 raid teams for
'cause
Nerebar Palace.
I remember when we was bitching about it because I was in Valdrakken. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
The raid team 1 and 2 saga was when we had Enzo.
Yeah.
And I was in the same raid team as Enzo.
During Dragon
No, that was
years.
War Within. That was Nerebar Palace. That was Queen Gatzarek.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no fucking way because we really struggled on Queen Gatzarek.
Yeah, but don't you remember the first...
Because you lot were struggling and we were fucking flying.
Yeah, in Nerebar Palace. Normal.
Nah.
It was. It was The War Within Season 1.
Look.
I'm telling you.
We'll continue for another half an hour and then I'll post this and I can guarantee that
I
the
joined-
Lawmaster Joe
No.
will fucking...
I'm telling you, because Dragonflight, I only joined at the very, very end of Dragonflight. I didn't raid with you guys in Dragonflight. It's impossible. And then I played Shaman.
Was it really the War
Yeah,
Within?
it was.
This expansion?
I started on... I remember, because I started as...
We've been playing it this fucking long and this expansion's been this fucking long.
Yeah. Well, it feels long.
Fuck.
I don't think it's been that long.
When did the War Within come out then?
Yeah.
Release date. August 26th, 2024.
2024.
There's no way the expansion's been out that fucking long.
No, it has. It has. Because there's been 3
Here's the
full
World
seasons.
Soul Saga with our 3 new expansions that are going to be a lot shorter. And fucking 2 years later, we're still going.
Well, no, because each expansion used to be 2 years. But they've...
Exactly, but then they
this
said
is
they
now
were
1.5.
shortening it.
This is 1.5 now, isn't it? Because
I suppose it is, yeah.
Midnight's coming up.
Was it really the War Within when we first
It
started
was, yeah,
that
yeah,
shit?
yeah,
I suppose
yeah.
it would make sense because that was when the recruitment drive was.
Yeah. And then that's when we had Enzo and his lackeys.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
God, what a bunch of muppets.
So what happened for the people listening is I was part of Team 1, Team A, and we went into the raid. I can't remember the name of the raid. Nerubar Palace.
Nerebar Palace.
Nerubar Palace.
Yeah.
And we were flying. We were fucking flying through that fucking raid. But we was all in Discord, but we was in separate channels. Because obviously calling out tactics and stuff is madness. So I'm pretty sure it was a 20-man team either side.
Yeah.
So there's 40 people here raiding the same raid but split into 2 groups. And you had Connor, who's our raid leader, dipping in and out of both raids, effectively having to raid lead when Team B already had a raid lead but they were shit. So Connor, bless him, was just having to fucking bounce in between. There was a couple times when I've joined Team B's channel just to hear the screaming, and it was exactly that. You'd join, and it would be like just people arguing and go, fucking hell, blah, blah. And then you join back to Team A, and it's just nice and fucking just quaint. You know what I mean? It's just nice.
I mean, I'll tell you what part of the problem was is that we had far too many egos in raid team B. We had a supposed raid leader who I mean I'm not going to bother holding back because they're obviously not in the picture anymore. But he was just a bit of a muppet who had a bit of a power trip, and him and his eight buddy lackeys or whatever who came along with him, and he had absolutely not the foggiest, and he was so arrogant. And obviously bearing in mind that, you know, raid team 2 consisted of people who've never gamed before with each other.
Yeah.
Don't know each other.
Yeah.
No one knows who is who. And then you've got all sorts of different egos coming from all sorts of different directions. And there's me sort of like, I definitely wasn't instigating anything, but I was just kind of trying to make sense of what the call outs were, and getting shut down whenever I was asking the questions. So I was like, okay, you know, it is what it is.
The thing is, being a raid leader has to be... I've never done it, because seeing people like Connor having to do it puts me off of doing that role immediately. If you're listening and you don't know what a raid leader is, they are the leader of the fucking raid that you're doing. So the boss fights in raids in World of Warcraft with every expansion have got progressively more mechanic heavy. If you were to look at bosses from the classic era, from vanilla, so like Molten Core, it's like one mechanic, two mechanics, and you can fucking face roll everything. Whereas if you look at shit now, like Undermine, the mechanics, the amount of shit on the floor, the stuff you've got to dodge, the things you've got to do, it's crazy, but it's fun. But a raid leader will have to know every single fucking ability that these bosses do, in what order they do them, when they do them, what they do, who they're damaging, what they do to people, fucking if you need to pop defensives for it. Like, they need to know that raid inside out. And at the same time, they have to play.
Yeah.
So they have to play that raid for the first time, the same as everyone else, but they have to call the shots, tell people where to be if they don't know where to be, fucking explain the mechanics, which I never listen to anyway, and just be in charge.
And in Connor's situation, he's having to do that whilst tanking. Which is
in a Discord with a soundboard that is just filled with absolute shit.
And then you've got Reese, who is the other tank, who doesn't listen to a word of what Connor says.
Nothing.
And then Connor's like, okay, we're just going to pull now and see what happens.
Yeah, he just tells me, because it was Undermine was when I was I was tanking for the very first time. It was the first raid I'd ever tanked, and it was very, very simple, because all I had to do was just Connor just told, stand there, taunt when I tell you to taunt, and that's it. And by the end of it, I got pretty comfortable with it. But it's like, it's just something that I feel like a raid leader falls down to the tank. It's very rare that you get a DPS or especially like a healer who is the raid leader. It's always the tank, because they're the one that's solely in charge. Their positioning and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's not a role that I can ever take up. Like, it panicked me when I fucked about in the Discord and said I'm now the raid leader. So I was like, fuck, people are going to think that I am the raid. I'm not, guys. There's no chance. There's fucking no chance. But what I am hoping is, now that I don't go on social media anymore, which I know, again, the Discord ripped me because they were saying fucking the Discord itself is social media, and watching YouTube is fucking no better than watching TikTok. It is, because I'm watching long format.
Yeah, but is Discord actually social media, though?
Oh, one of the fuckers posted it in saying that it is.
I don't think it is.
They looked it up, and it technically is classed as a social media. Fuck off, I'm still using it, you know what I mean? But what the point I'm trying to make is,
it's not social media.
Is I'll be listening to the tactics, because I won't be on my phone scrolling.
Yes.
Which is usually what happens. The minute Connor starts talking, I was loading up TikTok.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'll scroll through this for a little bit, let him talk for 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and ask, what are we doing?
Do you know, it's interesting, sorry for the people listening.
You've got a cold.
I'm still recovering from being ill. So, like, what's interesting is that, do you remember, like, during the prog nights, the progression nights, so for the people listening, we'd have what we call prog nights, which is where, you know, we're raiding, you know, there's 15, 20 of us or whatever, and we're progressing each boss, and obviously you're not going to get them down straight away, especially the harder the bosses get. Yep. You're going to wipe a few times, and
was it Gatsarek where we really, really struggled? We
really struggled with her for a long time. We also struggled with the boss just before her as well, actually, on Heroic.
What was the one where we spent a solid like 6 weeks?
That was Queen Anseret. That was the last boss of the first season. She was hard. And then the next one was Liberation of Undermine. There was one.
I thought there was one in Dragonflight. No,
the last season.
What was the last season?
Demencius.
I don't think we struggled that hard with Demencius, did we? Oh, we did a little bit, but nothing crazy. Nothing like Queen Anseret.
Demencius got nerfed quite quickly, so
Queen Anseret was just a different fucking beast, man.
What was interesting was how there were some nights where we would finish at 9:30 or 10 p.m. and I would just genuinely feel completely fucked. Not because we were sitting there and trying to raid and wiping several times, but actually what I was doing in between those pulls. I wasn't chilling. My brain was 150% engaged, because if we're not wiping and we're not playing and we've got some downtime, we've got a few minute break or whatever while people go and pee, I wasn't taking my eyes off the screen. I was just on my phone.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling Instagram and
bad, man.
And you're just loading your brain with other stimulus and other information. And you know what social media is like with Instagram Reels and whatnot. They're thought provoking, right? They'll feed you stuff which makes you question bits and pieces. And by the end of the night, I was so screwed, so tired, and I'll actually wake up the next morning feeling exhausted.
I just love that from an outside perspective. If you was watching someone raid, they just look like they're sweating on a mouse and keyboard, just staring at a screen. But really, it's at most times 20 people doing coordinated assault.
It is pretty nuts
for fucking 4 hours.
It is pretty nuts. it
with one break in between.
It is actually pretty intense. And actually, for people like us who've spent a full day at work, especially when we're raiding on that Wednesday night, we've done a full day of work, and depending on what it is that we do, we may or may not have been speaking to lots of different people for the whole day or whatever, and then jumping on and then being on the same chat channel with 20 other people.
Yeah, it's heavy, man.
And dealing with potential arguments and shit talk and and, I think that's a conversation for another time. But
that's for the patron. Put that behind a paywall.
Oh, there's some nuggets behind that one.
It's just a lot, man. I love it. I think it's great. I really, really enjoy it.
But that and it's all looping back to what we were talking about right at the beginning of this podcast, which was you guys were at my wedding. We had the meetup last year, and even though I've only met you guys and joined the community about 2 years ago, you guys are genuinely. There's a reason why it's so. I don't know how to describe it without it sounding stupidly corny, but it's there's a reason why there's such a big impact on my life as it is, because it's so ingrained in my lifestyle, in my life, and it means so much to me because it's time that I'm meaningfully spending doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because because you. When was the very first time you started playing WoW?
I started playing WoW when I was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
No, that was when my cousin came over from the Netherlands, and he was doing some like a work placement or something, working in London, and he was staying at our house for a few weeks, and he was playing this on his laptop, and I was like, what's that? And this was Burning Crusade, Sunwell patch, I remember. And he was playing a Restoration Shaman, and he was PvPing, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I was just sat there watching him.
Madness.
I was just like, this is incredible. And then he let me create a character on his account, and then that was it. Rest of it,
So we've been around since the Burning Crusade, on and off, because I've said multiple times before, there's entire like Legion and Warlords of Draenor I never even touched. So I skipped out entire expansions, and there were raids. So like I started in the Burning Crusade, but never successfully raided. Didn't successfully raid through the Lich King, Mists of Pandaria. The guild I was in, we did, but we weren't very good, so we never completed. Definitely didn't get curved. This is the first guild I've been with where I've gotten curved, consistently as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's crazy to think you play this game that's advertised as a massively multiplayer online, which it is, and you are playing with other people constantly, but it's taken almost 2 decades to find a group of people.
Your herd.
Yeah, that I will consistently stay with,
especially
now the point that we've met up and shit like that, and the stuff that, even the people that we haven't met, the stuff that we've discussed and the arguments we've had and just like general bonding. It's just, if you told anyone that didn't play that game, oh yeah, no, it's a great game, but you're not going to find anyone for 20 years.
Yeah.
They go, well, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
But I think, and I suppose I guess what kind of contributes to all of this is that different people play the game for different reasons, right? And I'd be lying if I was to say that when I was younger, especially during my teenage years when I was playing WoW on and off, I'd be lying if I was to say that I was playing the game purely for arcade purposes or purely for social purposes, because actually I was part of guilds as you were, which were very sociable, etc., etc. But like I say, this is the first time where I've actually been able to genuinely connect with the people and develop genuinely meaningful relationships with them. And I think age is a big part to play about that.
Yeah.
Going back to that point, I
Yeah.
think, look, we're 30 years old now, sort of late 20s, early 30s. We're all in our respective stages of our lives where we kind of don't really want to be bouncing around with anything, and actually we
Just want to settle down, man.
You just want to seek a bit more
I
consistency.
don't want to put a different tabard on. I just want to fucking stay with hooves. The tabard's horrible, but I'm going to stay with it.
Yeah, Aston, can we have a chat about that, please?
Yeah, can we change the fucking green, please, so I can wear it with any trans... I was making some today. Did you see the stuff that I posted in it?
What's that?
Look, I'll show you on this. Just a couple of mogs that I made, but I'd love to wear the guild tabard to just show everyone, just show off the guild, but I can't because it's grim. Look, here's my lumberjack transmog.
Oh, I like that very much.
That's quite cool.
That's very, very good.
I've changed the shield now to something more rustic, and then this one, Leon liked this one. I think it's because it looks kind of anime. Me with bandages.
Oh, I can see why Leon liked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the lumberjack. But
Yeah,
I like that one as well.
No, I think I prefer the lumberjack one. This
The bandages are a shirt.
The bandage. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little bit. It looks a little bit.
Say what you want to say.
I don't want to be accused of being homophobic.
Say what you want to say. It looks gay.
It looks a little bit gay.
It looks gay.
A little bit. Yeah.
Is it the eye patch?
I don't think it's.
Or is it the trousers?
I think it's the eye patch and a bandage around the chest.
You don't like the bandages. It was showing that you're hurt. Well, but fuck it. I'll delete it then.
No.
The lumberjack's cool though.
The
lumberjack.
lumberjack one's good.
The lumberjack's the one that I'm using the most.
Have you shown Steph that one?
Yeah. She liked the lumberjack as well.
I can imagine. Yeah.
She was a fan of that. So was many others, except for Corey. Corey give it a 6 out of 10 because he's fucking butthurt. We've got this channel, right, in the Discord. It's a channel. So there's 2 channels, right? There's one in there called Hoof Camp, and that's for fucking fitness and running and weights and going to the gym and all that shit, right? It's a motivational one. And then we've got one that was purely for food, right? Because I started a fucking movement, and it was me, yeah. I started a movement of posting my dinners into the fucking Discord to the point where they made a channel, right? And then other people started jumping on it, and some of the people in that Discord make some incredibly good food. Some of it's very questionable, but a lot of it's very, very good. And Corey, by the looks of it, makes some very, very good food, all right? But because it's Corey, he has to shit on everything. On fucking everything. Everything has to be a competition. He has to dig everything out, and he kept digging out my food, right? And then somehow the motherfucker took over that channel, and now it's called, what is it, like Corey's Poison Grazing Field, right? I started a toast system. If you want to know what a toast system is, it's basically a rating system. So you go, right, so you post in a fucking picture of a roast dinner, and I'll go, yeah, that's 6 out of 10 slices. 6 out of 10 slices of toast. It's relevant to the channel. It's a food channel.
Yes.
So therefore the rating is food related.
It's a very, very specific and niche metric that was given to the food.
Yeah. It works, and people have stuck with it. That's good. All right? Well, it's an open discussion, all right? You might post something that I don't like. That's fine. But I'm going to give it the rating that I want to give it, all right? Same as everyone's welcome to give me the ratings that they want to give me. That's absolutely fine, okay? I do feel like I was kind of cheating because when I started it, I was doing HelloFresh. So the majority of the food that I was doing, even though I was cooking it, HelloFresh isn't really cooking, is it?
Yeah, but do you know what, though? HelloFresh is still infinitely... No, you know what? No, I disagree with what you're saying because actually, I don't think that's cheating at all.
John used to fucking run a Chinese restaurant, by the way, so a culinary expert.
Like,
really?
I think, genuinely, HelloFresh is... that's not cheating.
I love it.
Because you are still using fresh ingredients... and you're following a recipe.
Do you know how much garlic we got?
Which is what most people do anyway. What do you do when you go and buy ingredients and you're cooking something that you've never cooked before or you want to get inspiration from? You look up a recipe. You either ChatGPT it or you look it up on Google or whatever, right?
I got a whole cupboard full of recipe cards.
HelloFresh is absolutely no different to that. If anything, HelloFresh is even better because you're not wasting anything.
Right? I really like it and Steph really likes it. The reason we stopped it was because obviously you get the introductory.
Did you
prices.
run out of promotionals?
Yeah, I ran out of promotionals. We kept that motherfucker going for a long old time, man. We kept it going for a long time.
Try Gusto.
Yeah, that's what we was going to do.
Yeah.
Because I work with a mate who was using HelloFresh.
Yeah.
And then he told me that he swapped out and started using Gusto because he ran out of fucking promotionals.
Yeah,
and he said that it's better. So we've been contemplating doing it. Also, their meals are like really calorific.
Ah, right.
But I think you can set it so that you don't want calorific meals. But anyway, the point, so a little bit sidetracked there, but the point being is that I was posting these meals in, giving people the scores, and people were giving me scores. And then Corey posted something that looked shit, right? So I called him out on it. I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago. And I said, I don't like that. So here's fucking 2 out of 10 slices. And he kicked off about it.
I remember.
He kicked off about it because he couldn't accept it.
This is last year, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
So now out of spite, he just fucking attacks everything. I don't know why I'm doing this because we called a truce. We called a good truce. And he sent in the evidence of us saying, let's be friends. And we are still friends. I'm just simply getting the point across that he fucked one of my channels in that Discord and then says that it's his channel.
Oh, man.
Cunt.
It was... I was doing quite well containing my cough up to this point.
That's all right. I love it. It's great.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. I mean, this is just an example of how amazing and how diverse and how colourful and wonderful our Hoofs and Hoes Discord is.
We play other games as well. That's always good.
And yeah, and you know what? Like, no matter how off topic and how political and how borderline bullying our conversations can get between members in the Discord, we're all connected, you know, and especially after we've gotten Curve and we've done the raid for the season and everyone inevitably just stops playing for a while and they stop pushing Mythic Plus and whatever, you know, we're all still connected, we're all still talking, and we're all still there, you know, and it makes you feel like you're not really ever stopping. The only difference is that we're not all on WoW in the same raid group at the same time.
I love that influx of when you have the downtime that we've currently got, end of season, people disappear for weeks at a time because there's just nothing. Well, there's not nothing to do. It's just the content that most people wanted to do. They've achieved. You've achieved your fucking 2,500, 3,000 rating in Mythic Plus. You've got Curve. Can't be asked to go and do Mythic raiding. So you've done what you wanted to do. It's sweet. Got best in slot. So you're done. And it's always fun to see the start of a new season. And then it's usually like the week beforehand, people come back because they start getting their shit together. And then the season starts and then you log in and there's like 30 different people online. And you're like, fuck. And that may seem like a small number, but you bang 30 people in a room. Yeah. It's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions.
Yep. And it always happens. And I always love seeing it. And then you have your first raid and everyone's like, oh, fucking hell, I haven't spoken to you in ages, blah, blah, blah. Because we haven't. Like.
And then all of the bullshittery that goes with it and all the trolling.
It's just fun, man. I really enjoy it.
I remember one particular memory I have very fond of that repeated itself for 3 seasons straight. Well, the only 3 seasons that I've been raiding with you guys, this expansion, is that at the beginning of every single season, me and Joe have this thing where we just don't stop laughing for the first 2 raid nights. Mm-hmm. And that's because we're just constantly trolling each other without words being said. I mean, Joe, was it this season? Yeah, season 3 where you played Priest, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah.
You played Priest, right? So priests have this ability called Leap of Faith, where you can select an ally and you can click it and it will pull them, it will yank them over to where you are. That's the priest.
It's very fucking annoying.
And there was one particular platform when we got to Dementius.
Yeah, because he did it to fucking me multiple times. The cunt. Everyone did it to me.
Oh, it was too easy.
Because who was an evoker as well? Because they've got their own one as well.
Who played evoker? It was Leon's dad.
Yeah.
Fire's home.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually Leon's dad, by the way. People listening. So
was he not?
No, he wasn't actually Leon's dad. we called him Leon's dad because Leon's dad was playing at the beginning of War Within, and he was playing an Evoker.
Right, yeah, okay.
But this guy
That's
called
why,
Fire's Home.
yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Fire's Home got Leon's dad. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love how that stuck.
I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because Evokers can pick you up and
Fucking fly you. They're dragons. They're like dragonkin humanoids, so they can just pick you up and fucking fly you away.
Yeah.
Basically, what John's saying is that with these abilities, you can pick a player up and then drop them off at a location, and you can get them where they're ever so dangerously close to the edge of a platform. You can't drag someone off of a platform yourself, but you can put someone right at the limit of the platform.
And if that person's already moving,
yeah,
they're running around themselves,
then they're gone.
And you pull them to
which
the edge
was
of the
usually
platform.
me.
Which was usually either you or me.
Yeah, and one of the most annoying things is when someone done it just before a pull, which is always fun. That's always good. Start with an instant death. Go, what the fuck? I swear, Joe did it and it wiped the raid. I swear he did it with me at some point.
There was a couple of those.
And we had to wipe the entire raid because he fucking pulled someone. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Connor's
100%.
just spent 15 minutes telling everyone exactly what to do because we're on our 10th wipe of the night, and then fucking Joe's just flung me off of the ledge. Go, you motherfucker. I've got to buff up again. I've got to fucking take time. I've got to do all this shit again. Fucking hell.
So and it's all these little nuggets and these little pockets of just, you know, bullshittery and
just tomfoolery.
That really just made everything. It made every wipe worth it.
You know what was funny was when the UK brought out that law of age restriction, and it restricted everything, including Reddit and Discord. So you then had to take a photo of your face and verify who you were.
Yeah, and porn and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
do you remember how many channels in that Discord were then fucking locked behind age verification because of the shit that was in them? Max Degenerate channel, the fucking Parliament chat.
To be fair, all things considered, I don't think Hoof's Discord has ever really had that much.
It's not the worst Discord that I've fucking seen.
Well, it's pretty tame, to be fair, compared to.
I've seen some mass
I've seen some really bad ones. Some really bad. If anything, there's more NSFW stuff in our WhatsApp group chat than there is in Discord.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I agree, to be fair, especially what's tagged there now.
Oh yeah, pinned. Yeah, that's one for the Patreon, I think. How did that even happen?
You pinned it.
Yeah, but why? Yeah,
it's your message.
Anyway, for anyone that's confused about what's going on right now,
no, it happened because I found that game.
Right,
Nikkei. There you go, gaming podcast. Talk about that fucking Nikkei. I can't.
Yeah. It's a
Guardian
it's a gacha game.
Yeah,
which Kin introduced us to,
and I didn't realise Kin had introduced it to us.
Yeah, and basically it's
Goddess of Victory.
So as the name implies, it's full of big titty anime girls.
It's big titty anime girls with very revealing outfits, and I see it. Did I see it in a YouTube video?
And you thought, I need to have me some of that.
I think I saw it somewhere. So I was like, surely not. And then found it on the Play Store. And it had like 2 million downloads. Right? So I downloaded it as a joke to see how weeby it really was. And it's fucking weeby. So then I went onto the Reddit for it.
Yep.
And it's just more weebs sitting there going, no, it's a really good story. Go, is it fuck? Is it fuck? Right? It's not really good story, okay? Not that I've stayed long enough to find out about the story, but I did stay long enough to work out the mechanics of how the game works. And it's like any combat interaction, there's an autoplay button on there, so it will just play it for you.
Yeah.
You can obviously auto scroll on the quest information and all that shit.
While you're just
staring
at,
you're just staring at boobs and arse. But
Yeah.
the way that it works is you're a commander. You know what I mean?
So it's basically your harem.
You're the yeah. You can. It's for the demographic that it's fucking centered towards because of the way the dialogue is. I noticed it straight away because it is like you're in charge and they make you aware constantly. These anime girls.
Wait, Mate,
you're the commander. You're in charge.
I'm just going to draw a parallel here. That is precisely the tactic that World of Warcraft employed in the last meaningful content patch of The War Within.
Yeah.
When they made Xalatath, who's, by the way, the main villain, for those that don't know.
At the moment,
throughout all of the whole
until
entire
we
saga.
inevitably kill her next expansion and then rinse and repeat.
To clarify, to spell this out for you guys, Xalatath is... She has been claimed as the villain mummy since the start of this expansion and this saga because she's somewhat attractive. This was inevitably going to come up in this podcast. You knew this.
I know exactly what's
Xalatath's feet, in particular, for some reason, the devs and the designers
were preying on the foot fetish community.
They nailed the foot fetish.
So they put like extra detail in her feet. It just gives us a bad name for playing WoW because it isn't like this. But for whatever reason,
She's barefoot.
She's barefoot.
Whenever you see her, she's barefoot.
She's barefoot. She's got toe rings. Like she's manicured.
And the feet look really, 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 really
real
and
but
nice.
What's worse is that in every cutscene, obviously, so Xalatath is sort of like this shadow priest being, not ethereal, but has magical powers. And so she hovers, she floats a lot. She doesn't have to walk around. So every fucking cutscene that involved her was always her gracefully flowing down into frame. And obviously the first thing that comes into frame is her fucking feet. Right? Even to the point where there was multiple cinematics where for some reason it would be zoomed in on her feet. And it become a meme because the minute you see it, and I will never forget, so when you finish a raid and you get curved, when you kill the last boss, there's always a cinematic, right? And it either finishes the story on it or it leads on. It's a progression in the story, right? And I will never forget what the raid when she shows up at the end and literally when we just finished it and everyone in the Discord, feet, as a joke because it was just straight away. Screen goes black and then boom, it's her feet straight on the screen. And I was like, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like the person that's designing this has a foot fetish because this has never been like this.
100%.
The game has
100%,
and it hasn't been like it since.
Ever, it's the way they've done the villain arc is that they've, albeit it is a new tactic that they've taken on with this new saga and this trio of expansions, but they've really, really honed in on what they know sells, and
that's boobies, arse, and feet.
And now going back to the point that I was making and drawing the parallel here is that in that patch, so in this patch after you've killed the final boss in the final raid of the War Within expansion, you actually kind of in the content leading up to that raid, we are working together with Xalatath.
Yeah.
In order to take down Demencius, who's the ultimate biggest threat, who could wipe out everything.
Yep.
So you kind of strike this bargain with Xalatath. And in doing so, when you're doing these quests and doing that storyline leading up to that raid, that final raid in the last season of this expansion, and you're working together with Xalatath makes you feel like you are the champion and you are special.
Yeah.
Because she always says, my champion.
Yeah.
This is what you're capable of.
Yeah.
My champion.
But she says it in a certain tone where you just know that there's people that have a poster of her up on their wall.
Absolute boner. like 100% definitely there were people that were clipping that and just replaying it on repeat.
Of course.
On a loop.
There was that fucking... wasn't there that weak aura? There was that weak aura.
Who sent that? Who sent that command? So there was
it Matt?
I think so.
I think it might have been Matt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. But it was you dirty fucker. It was, wasn't it? So you could get Xalatath's feet pop up when you was bloodlusting.
Yeah, and it would just literally be her zoomed up feet on your screen whilst you're trying to play the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so unhinged. That was so funny. That was so good. But yeah, no. Going back to that point, I mean, you're absolutely right. There's parallels here. That's definitely what Blizzard did.
That's what they did.
They employed that coercion tactic to make the player feel And this is the thing, right? I have a friend, a Romanian friend who plays the game. She's not in our guild. She plays Alliance, but we're Battle.net friends. We've been Battle.net friends for a long time. And she's quite good. She's like, 3.5k Rio and whatever. And I remember talking to her. I was like, have you been doing these quests? And, Zalatath mommy talking to you. And she goes, yeah, I mean, I'm fully straight. She's a woman, right?
Yeah.
And she said, her words were, I'm fully straight and I'm a bit confused now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Genuinely.
They knew what they were doing.
They 100% knew what they were doing.
And this is exactly what this Nikkei game is.
Yes.
But this is a mobile gacha game where the outfits are extremely revealing, but they're also locked behind a paywall. So, and like I say, you're the commander, and they keep fucking letting you know that you're the commander and you're in charge, and we must do what you say. Rah, rah, rah. And then when you get to the very brief combat that I experienced from it before I went, no, this is just too weird, is you're like behind a wall and then there's robots in front of you and you peek over and shoot them. But the character it was making me play is when you peek over and shoot them, it's just whole arse. It's just arse the whole time. So it's like, no wonder you've got an auto mechanic on this, because there'll be people that are just staring at arse.
One hand on penis.
And I didn't realise that it was the game that fucking Kin played. And then he tried to explain to me, the same as every other fucking weeb on Reddit, no, the story is really good. It's really good. The plot's really good. Get fucked. Get fucked. Is it good? I'm not going to find out because I'm not going to play it. It's gone. But get fucked. And when I was scrolling, there was one geezer on this fucking Reddit. And he was complaining and obviously looking for support, because basically his wife kept having a go at him when he was playing it, because she was like, you're just playing that because you like to stare at the boobs. And he was complaining, saying, what do I do to convince her that it is actually a really good story and that's why I'm playing it? You go, no, it's not. That's not why you're playing it, is it?
No, it definitely
is.
Isn't.
If you want to convince me that the story's fucking amazing and you're not playing it because you're looking at revealing women for the entire time, get rid of them off of the fucking thumbnail for the game.
Yep.
And then see how many people download it.
Yep.
Because I can guarantee you, they won't be downloading.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't be. Get
100%.
rid of the cosmetic shop.
100%.
You know what I mean? Get rid of
100%.
that. Fuck.
Yeah.
You fuckers. Typical fucking gacha game. Almost immediately when you log in, gives you a load of loot boxes for free that obviously give you this really, really cool hero that you can play. Yeah. Really fucking rare. Yeah. And you think, oh shit, you get it on the first box.
Do you know what? So that reminds me of Warhammer Tacticus.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a mobile game as well.
Yeah, it's a mobile game.
I was looking at that the other day.
And I did play it before. I used to play it a lot. And I can safely say I've only ever spent £10 on it total.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I love 40k. I fucking love it. Ever since you guys introduced me to it, I have you guys to thank for that.
Oh really? You weren't in? Well, don't thank me because I'm not into Warhammer. That's all fucking Connor.
I'd always heard of it.
Yeah.
And I never knew what it was, and I never understood it.
Yeah.
Until basically the group chat, you guys, Connor, Leon, you guys, Joe, Kin, basically said just pick it up. Look into it. Just see what you want to do. And then I started reading Horus Heresy and excuse me, and I've been hooked ever since. But I love 40k, and I love any opportunity to be able to explore it visually, audio, or whatever means. As you know, 40k.
Let me intake the content.
Exactly. And Tacticus, I thought, was a fucking fantastic opportunity to do that, because actually all of the artwork is accurate.
Yeah.
All of the models are accurate, and actually the lore that you can glean off of Tacticus is accurate. But I was disappointed because, again, all mobile games are set up in the same way.
Every single fucking one.
You've got to spend money in order to be able to. It's a grind, and you grind. You've got to sink time. You've got to sink money into it to be able to get what you want. So, for example, in my head, I had the idea of wanting to unlock all of the Dark Angels characters on Tacticus. That is literally impossible unless you're spending hundreds of pounds, because you have to get a very specific type of currency that you have to spend a very specific amount of money on in order to be able to open a box of a very specific type to be able to unlock the Dark Angels characters. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I really want to play Tactics. I really want to unlock all of the Dark Angels characters, 5 or 6 of them, and then I'll be happy. I don't care about the other ones. But you can't.
Yeah.
Because it's so specific and so targeted, and that was a really big letdown for me. But that's how they make money.
Well, every mobile game's like that.
Exactly.
I've haven't set myself the task of it, but have trawled through the Play Store to find decent mobile games. Obviously, Diablo Immortal was a very good one. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. Me and Steph actually went on holiday and spent the entire holiday playing Diablo Immortal because it was just so engaging and so fun. And then I hit the point where it becomes pay to win.
Yes.
And I was like, right, this is no longer fun.
Yeah.
And it isn't. And then there's some really ridiculous number, like thousands of pounds that you had to spend to statistically get the things that you would want.
Yeah.
And if you look through any game on the Play Store that you don't have to pay for, they are, every single one of them.
They're structured the same way.
Yeah. Every single one. Fallout Shelter, I played quite a lot of. When I come away from social media, because you're addicted to it, so you'll find something else to take up your time. And Fallout Shelter was the sort of like the withdrawal helper, if you will. I don't play it anymore because I don't want to. But that in itself, like, it's not pay to win, but everything's time gated.
Yes.
So everything takes time, and you can spend Nuka-Cola to fucking speed things up, and it gives you a load of that, and then lets you use it, and in some cases makes you use it.
Yeah.
And then introduces that you want more, you can fucking pay for it, or you can get it from Quest, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you can play it without paying for it, but it's not so fun.
No.
And that's the same with so many mobile games, because you think, right, these games are free. They have to get their money somewhere.
But it's nuts, isn't it? Because I didn't realise, but mobile game, the sector of the gaming industry that makes the most amount of money is mobile games.
Not
AAAs.
It's mobile games, because they're all fucking, they're all so easily accessible, but they're all pay to win or pay to play.
Microtransactions.
And through the fucking roof.
Yeah, and you know, you look at like League of Legends, for example, and then when they released Teamfight Tactics, which a lot of people actually play on their mobile only rather than on the PC, but also Wild Rift, which is their mobile version of League of Legends.
Well, same with one of the biggest fucking games in the world, PUBG Mobile.
PUBG Mobile is actually ridiculous. Like, you know what? I've actually got nothing but respect for them, because obviously that's NetEase, isn't it? That's the Chinese company that
make a lot of fucking
that make up pretty much all of the big
mobile
games. And PUBG Mobile, my God, like, I did not realize how much money it was generating until I can't even remember what the numbers are, but I remember seeing them and I thought, what?
Let me have a look, see what their revenue is. PUBG Mobile generated over $10 billion in lifetime revenue as of 2023. So add another 3 years on.
$10 billion since 2023.
Solidifying its position as one of the highest grossing mobile games worldwide. The game, including a Chinese version, Game for Peace, frequently ranks as a top 2 revenue generator, with China contributing over 60% of total earnings.
That is crazy.
It's got an annual revenue. In 2022, revenue was approximately $1.5 billion, and in 2021, it reached over $2 billion. China contributes 60.3% of revenue, followed by the United States, 10.7%, and Japan, 3.7%. The game has exceeded 1 billion global downloads, with India leading in total installs at 21.8%, and at peak, the game generated a record of $2.6 billion in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What? $10 billion?
It says the game's revenue is driven by a consistent live ops model featuring seasonal content collaborations and a high-performing esports ecosystem.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, fair play.
We've got statistics from 2025, or we've got statistics from 2026, to be fair. Let's have a look. Launched in December 2017. Spent almost an entire year in Steam's early access. Throughout the year, the team finally tuned the PUBG experience, and it launched on Xbox. Oh, this is for console. Blah, blah, blah. So while PUBG generated global popularity, it struggled to compete in the United States. Mobile was already starting to ascend in 2019. In March 2020, when the world went into its first lockdown, PUBG Mobile made $270 million a month in revenue.
Oh my god!
Because COVID was big for gaming, man. It may have really
huge.
fucked some studios, but
I remember
the games that were already out did really fucking well.
Warzone
was a mad one. Fucking Nintendo with the Switch, the amount of people that went and bought a Switch and then just threw them in the bin after, has made... So PUBG Mobile made $1.1 billion revenue in 2024, a slight decrease on the year prior. 25 million people play PUBG Mobile daily. 25 million people play PUBG Mobile daily, and 50 million more play Game for Peace. So there's 75 million people playing that game and its partner Game for Peace in China daily.
That is actually crazy. That is actually nuts.
In 2024, PUBG Mobile was downloaded 101 million times, a slight increase on 2023.
That is...
And it launched in 9th of February 2018.
Have you ever played PUBG on the PC?
I played it. Me and my best mate Mark, we fiended it on console.
Yeah.
Because we were really, really good at H1Z1.
Oh, right, yeah, nice.
We were very fucking good at that. And I think when we played on PlayStation in the first season, my claim to fame, I was in the it was either 0.01% or 0.1% for that first season. I was on that cunt.
Damn.
I was playing heavy. And we were very, very good. And then PUBG came out. So we gave that a go. And we fucking loved it. But the only problem with PUBG is that it was very, very long games.
Yeah, it was very long games, and it was also
very tactical,
very unforgiving.
Yes, and we spend a lot of time. At some points, the longest games were like 45 minutes long, and you could go an entire game without seeing people, and then just get popped at the very end.
Yeah.
But the game itself, very, very fun. And then we sort of stepped away from the Battle Royale model. So I haven't played the mobile version, but I spent countless hours playing it on console. I know it very well. Got a lot of very good clips from it.
I used to play it on PC, like in the early days when PUBG was, before the mobile version was even a thing.
The revenue on this is mad. So it's got from 2018, $172 million, right? 2019, 1.5 billion.
What?
And then 2020, 2.5 billion. 2021, 2 billion. 2022, 1.5 billion. So it slowly goes down.
Well,
2023.
They were the main innovator of Battle Royale, though. If you think about it, weren't they?
Yeah,
they were, weren't they?
What was the Battle Royale Genesis? Was
they PUBG were the ones that sort of really blew the Battle Royale model into outer space.
What's the Genesis?
And then Warzone, and then Call of Duty responded with Warzone and Verdansk.
Originated from the 1999 novel and 2000 film of the same name, which
the Japanese film.
Key lasting tropes like forced man last. This concept was popularised in gaming through mods for Arma 2 and Arma 3, eventually leading to a fully fledged commercial titles such as PlayerUnknown's PUBG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so PUBG, and then I guess then what did you have after? You had
H1Z1 was a not a genesis to battle royales, but it was definitely because H1Z1 was a mod off of DayZ.
Right, gotcha.
So kind of the same thing, but yeah, I guess you could say Arma 1, Arma 2, Arma 3, and then PUBG.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's say PUBG was the first, I think, standalone. This is just a battle royale. This is what this is.
Yeah.
Spawned an entire genre.
Because then very, very quickly, the Apex Legends came out. Apex Legends was fun, to be fair. It was very, very refreshing. But yeah, Warzone. I mean, to be fair, I think it's safe to say that king of battle royale now these days is probably Warzone. No,
either Warzone or Fortnite is the prevailing.
Yeah, I think Fortnite probably does better in terms of revenue generation than Warzone, but I think Warzone is I mean, you play it and you think, do you know what?
I fucking hate them.
Really?
Yeah. I find them so incredibly boring. That it's the fix of constantly fighting for something, and then when you finally win, and then you win again, and then you win again, and you win again, and then you go, this is just the same loop. It's just boring. I just find it boring. I don't know why. I feel like maybe it's just because I'm getting older. Because like even like Battlefield 6, loved it. I think it's an incredible game.
Yeah.
I don't play it and I won't play it again. Because I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah.
Ark Raiders, I think, is fantastic, and whenever I play it, I have
But
so much fun.
These are games which, I mean, but Battlefield 6, Ark Raiders, I mean, I've not played Ark Raiders, so I can't really say much for it, excuse me. But what I will say is, like, Battlefield 6, it was only really fun for me when I was playing with people.
Same here.
When I was squadded up.
Yeah.
And we're just twatting people in a tank.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
Or we're running around twatting people in the tanks.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and again, I'd imagine it would be the same with Ark Raiders. And, like, I play Warzone every now and then. I've got a friend of mine, close friend of mine, Robert, who the only game we ever play together is Warzone because, you know, he's never really in a country. And when we do play, Warzone is one of those games where you can pick up and it doesn't matter how bad or good you are, you can still jump in and just join the action. But Warzone, I mean, it's pretty polished, apart from the hackers, but it's annoyingly polished, despite the
well, it's
amount
because of how much fucking money they make off of it.
Yeah, and you know what's rad? So they've partnered with Fallout in their most recent content.
Yeah.
And you can literally run around as the dude from Fallout, and you can run around in power armor.
The Ghoul.
And I can't remember his name. The other
Maximus is the power armor geezer.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. It's weird. It's just, I remember I got killed by a really janky animated outline character thing of do you know Butthead? What are they called?
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I got killed in a game of Warzone
by
Beavis, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
And then Nicki Minaj come running around the corner.
And then fucking Nicki Minaj, and then Snoop Dogg. And I'm like, but Beavis. I was like, what? What happened? And then I go onto the store.
Yeah.
Where you can buy stuff with COD points. Yeah. And I see Beavis and Butthead there.
Don't get me wrong, it's incredibly funny, or like Family Guy and then The Simpsons and shit. But like, Fortnite's always been very, very good at its cosmetics.
Yes.
Can't take it away from them. And I loved Fortnite when it first came out. I played that game fucking so much.
I never got into Fortnite.
I absolutely loved it for a long time. And they nail their cosmetics and their collaborations. I logged into Fortnite not crazy long ago, and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on because it's a completely different game.
So how
now.
much it's changed?
Completely different. Like,
wow.
You've still got the Battle Royale, but the amount of different modes and community things and just the menu, I was like,
overwhelming.
A Fortnite kid understands this. An adult mind does not. I don't get this. Yeah. This is too much for me, so I'm immediately backing out. Like, I can't do this. But yeah, the cosmetics are great, and they do a really good job at designing them. And it's only natural that any other Battle Royale looks at that and goes, I want a piece of that.
Oh, yeah. Because the amount of money that they're making from those partnerships. So.
Yeah, but sometimes it just goes too far over, which is exactly what fucking Warzone did.
Yes.
And you end up with ridiculous collaborations. And then
the Stranger Things one was weird.
Yeah. And then
it was weird.
And then you just end up with the backlash that Battlefield received when they brought out some operators for Battlefield 6. And just the skins were slightly too colourful. And everyone kicked off because they were like, you said this was going to be realism.
Yes.
And you fucking brought out an operator in a bright green outfit.
Yeah. The
outfit itself is tactical, but it's bright green.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the case.
Not going to happen.
So they dialed it down. And it's you can always see the sneakiness of, you think, like, the companies obviously think, like, what can we get away with? Fucking World of Warcraft, where I've spoken about it a couple of times in this, with the Brutasaur.
Yes.
So if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, in Battle for Azeroth, there was a mount that was brought out called the Brutasaur mount, and it was gold cap, I think, to buy it. or if not, it was extremely expensive.
Stupidly.
You had to be a whale to be able to fucking afford this, or do some serious gold purchasing. And the unique thing about this mount is that when you mounted up, you had an auctioneer on the side of it and a mailbox. Right? Was it a mailbox or was it a repair?
So that one was the auctioneer and repair bot. Yeah.
So again, if you don't know what I'm on about, in World of Warcraft and most MMOs, there's a market called an auction, and it's where players can sell things and you can buy things, and it's basically the main economy for
the free economy
for the server that you're playing on, and you can really fuck up that economy by fucking around with the auction house, and that has been done multiple times in the past. But yeah, it's your main economy, player-driven economy, and so they're only located in main cities or some really, really niche areas. So if you wanted something and you were out in the open world, you had to go all the way to a main city and then travel back to where you were, and it was time-consuming and annoying. So they brought out this mount where if you had enough gold, it would have the auctioneer on it, which was great, very unique. When the Battle for Azeroth expansion was done, that mount disappeared.
Yes.
Right? So became very, very unique. So the only people that would have that, like once that expansion was done, it was done. You could never get that mount again. The only time you could ever get it was on something called the black market, which is it's a black market where 3 or 4 items will go on there
in a rotation.
Yeah, and people can bid on them, and they go for ridiculous amounts of gold. And there's sometimes unclaimed black market containers that you can get, where you can get absolutely anything from them. You can get absolute shit, or you can get some of the best fucking mounts, cosmetics that are so hard to obtain or no longer obtainable. But it's a gamble, and it can cost you a hell of a lot of money. And every now and then the Brutal mount would pop up, and it would always go for gold cap, which was what, 9,999,000
stupid
something, or 99999, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So very, very cool mount to have. Fast forward to a couple of expansions after, which was it the War Within when they brought it out, or was it?
It's this one.
It was.
It was this season. It was season 2.
So Blizzard announced a shop mount that you can buy, because they've got a section on the shop where you can buy mounts, and there's quite a few, some really cool ones. They in no way impede your gameplay whatsoever.
No.
It's the cosmetics you can buy in World of Warcraft. There's no pay to win aspect from Blizzard themselves. They announced a gilded Brutasaur, which is the same thing as the current Brutasaur, except this one had a mailbox attached to it as well. So if you buy anything off the auction house, it sends it to you in your mail, and then you go to a mailbox, and then boom, you've got it. So effectively, what it meant is that you could mount up, buy something from the auction house wherever you are
in the world,
and receive it in your mailbox in exactly the same place. Because what you'd have to do previously with just a Brutasaur is stand outside a mailbox, or use a toy or whatever that would summon an in-game mailbox for you. So they popped it up on the store for, what was it?
60 quid.
60 quid.
Yeah.
60 quid.
£60.
Right? And everyone went fucking wild. And the World of Warcraft community is very similar to most communities, where if you're telling me that it's unobtainable and I can obtain it, I'm going to buy it. And I think I was one of the very few people in our guild that didn't purchase it.
I also didn't, yeah.
And I came so fucking close to purchasing it. And the only reason that I didn't was because every other fucker bought one. So I was like, well, realistically, the only times I'm really going to need it, someone in this guild is going to have it. So I'm going to let someone else fucking spend the money.
So I've got the numbers here as to how much revenue Blizzard generated from releasing that.
Just one mount.
Just that one mount.
Not even, and it's a nice looking mount. They reskinned it.
Yeah.
And they put like these emblems on it that basically represented each expansion or something.
And bearing in mind, it's a limited thing as well. So they had it for a limited amount of time on the store. You can't get it anymore.
But they didn't design a mount from the ground up. Let's not confuse it with that. They just took a
was
current model and reskinned it.
It was a reskin, and then
added a different added a mailbox onto it.
Exactly, literally. It's probably, I don't know, like 15 lines of code.
Yeah.
So we are looking at... So we said 60 quid, right?
Yeah.
It was $90 actually in the US. So it was 15 to nearly 20 million US dollars in revenue that Blizzard generated as of early 2025. Owned by over 12% of players.
Yeah.
The mount is considered one of the most successful high-value in-game store items.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is nuts.
What an incredible, incredible fucking business model to release a mount years prior that was incredibly hard to obtain anyway, and then get rid of it, say it's never coming back unless it's on the black market, which again is incredibly hard to obtain, and then release a very, very, very similar mount that does exactly the same thing on the store for a very high price, and then just let people go fucking wild. What it also did was open up a load of discussion about a lot of mounts that you cannot obtain anymore, like the Swift Spectral Tiger mount, the Rooster Chicken mount, which is something that I really fucking want, the Blizzard Bear, the BlizzCon Bear.
Yes.
So these mounts that I'm talking about were from a trading card game, from the Burning Crusade era, where you would buy these trading cards and then you could scratch a code off the back and you had a chance of obtaining a mount. And these sell for incredible amounts of gold. You can still buy them today because people obviously have the cards with the codes and they never cash them in. So you can still get them. But if I was to get hold of a Swift Spectral Tiger card with the loot unclaimed, $7,500.
Wow. 7.5.
$7,500.
And this is the wild thing, right?
I wanted that.
There are people that will gladly pay that money.
Yeah.
They will. There are.
Yeah.
There are. In fact, I can think of one person in my head right now who would.
Who?
Oh, I think we should save that for the Patreon.
It's just a mad sum of money. It's madness because the mount doesn't even do anything. That is a Gucci bag.
Yes, that's
Armani.
$7,500. I mean, what? Let's see. Here's a fun exercise. What if you had $7,500?
I'm not spending it on a mount.
No, you're not. So what would you spend it on?
I'd probably do something boring, like put it towards a mortgage or get a new fucking fence.
Yeah, mate. You know what? I'd put that into getting a fucking. I don't know. I'd probably redecorate.
Yeah, you put it into something fucking practical. I'm not a mount in a game, but what I'm saying is that is a statement for anyone who's running around with one of those mounts. It's a statement because you're looking at that guy, and that geezer has either been playing for a very, very long time and was very lucky, or has spent a hell of a lot of money.
But you know what? That does then lead you to realise though. This is one of the beautiful things I think about MMOs and gaming in general is that you will have people from literally all walks of life convening on that one platform.
Yeah.
So you will have, for example, you can have a very giga rich and successful person.
Yeah.
In life who is, I wouldn't say I don't have a thing to worry about, but they're pretty well set up and money's not a problem for them.
Yeah.
You can have people like that playing with someone who's probably 2 months behind in rent, and it kind of levels the playing field. And, even if we were to look inward at Hoofs, obviously we don't know what the backgrounds are of every single person in there. But, one thing I can say for sure is that we've got people from all sorts of different backgrounds, all sorts of different stations of life, all sorts of different stages of life. And it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you can have like a giga rich person who has all of the gizmos and gadgets, but you can actually also similarly have someone who's really, really, really good at the game, which said super rich and successful person will look at and think, oh my God, you are so good at this game. Teach me.
Yeah.
Help me. But then
in an outside world,
they would never interact with each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not to say that said rich person would be like, get away from me, you dirty peasant. but you see where I'm coming from. The likelihood of them ever interacting with each other is almost non-existent.
Yeah, they don't entertain in the same circles.
Exactly.
Whereas on a game, it happens.
But even let's say you and I, for example, what would have been the likelihood of me and you meeting?
We wouldn't have.
Because the industry that you work in is a completely different industry to what I work in.
Yeah.
It's the same with Leon. I mean, Leon wouldn't have met anyone because he lives on the edge of the world and
lives in a fucking field in Wales. He lives in nowhere. Cunt lives nowhere. You know what I mean?
To be fair, though, he can go surfing whenever he wants. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you might as well live at fucking Point Nemo. Like, he doesn't live anywhere.
Point Nemo.
It looks lovely where he lives, don't get me wrong. I really like it. But he lives nowhere. What was his train journey to your wedding like? 16 hours? Some bullshit like that? Mine was a 10-minute drive. Yeah, it's just fucking. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? It's a massively multiplayer online.
Oh no, it's great.
We're very lucky to be in the grips of exactly what this game is designed for.
Yes,
we are one of the very, very few communities where that is a driver, and it's remained what it is today.
And do you know what? There aren't actually that many games out there that can state that this has remained the case. I think there are a lot of games out there that started off this way, but inevitably
they just don't stay. That WoW's always going to be number one for a very long time. Me personally, there's never going to be anything that will unseat it for me, because it's just such.
I agree.
It's just such a big part of
100%.
my life,
Yeah.
and every single person who has ever played World of Warcraft and is as addicted to it as we are, because that's what we are as addicts, right? Will have all tried to play something else to get away from it.
100%.
We've all tried ESO, Final Fantasy, Guild Wars
2,
New World, fucking anything.
Ion.
Anything that comes out. Even Diablo to a point. Or that Korean game that came out a while ago that was extremely popular and then
Last Epoch.
fell short.
Last Epoch, that was, I think.
I think it was Last something. I know the one you're on about, but it weren't that. Asmongold played it quite a bit.
I swear it was Last Epoch. EPOCH.
Is it? I'm
pretty sure.
I think it was a South Korean.
I'm pretty sure it's Last Epoch. I think.
No, it wasn't that. South Korean
Last Titty.
MMO. I really want to find it now because it's going to piss me off.
You're not talking about Terror.
Lost Ark.
That's stuff.
Lost Ark.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes,
Lost Ark. Played that for a bit. Fucking
me
Black
too.
Desert Online.
Yeah.
There's all this shit. Once Human.
Yeah.
But nothing is ever the same.
No.
As well.
Warcraft,
They've done something that is like crack. I don't know what it is.
So there's something there was a comment on a YouTube short that I watched of Ashes of Creation. So obviously there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Ashes of Creation because they've gone into early access on Steam for £50.
Yeah.
And yes, they do make a disclaimer and say, look, it's not a complete game. This is what you are purchasing. It's not a complete game, even though we have a fully functioning cash shop, which interestingly works perfectly.
Odd that, innit? You put time and effort into that one, but not the fucking rest of the game.
But so there was a comment on a short that was so there was a short that someone that purchased the early access is playing around with Ashes Creation, which by the way looks very good. It's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of bones there for them to work with. And someone, the creator, the person that uploaded the video, was talking about the movement. And how the feedback, the haptic feedback, and how fluid it feels. And they said the potential for it is there, but it needs some refining. It's not snappy. And there was someone that made a comment that really stuck with me. And they said the gold standard for character and player movement and animation is World of Warcraft.
It is World of Warcraft,
and has always been World of Warcraft, even back in vanilla. The snappiness of the character movement.
I agree.
Even if you go back and play classic WoW now and vanilla, you will think, oh, these movements look so they look janky because
they feel the same.
Because it's it's old animations, but they are responsive to the point where playing a caster, you cast a spell. And all of the classic handies that are listening to me saying this right now, you'll know exactly what I mean. Even back in vanilla WoW, when your cast bar, that was accurate to 0.1 milliseconds.
Yeah.
On the delay in the feedback.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why you're able to overlap your spellcasting because it was that responsive.
Yeah.
So, but how often can you get that and say that with any other MMO?
You can't.
You can't.
The closest that you would have is Final Fantasy Online.
Exactly.
And I played a hell of a lot of it when I was trying to get away from World of Warcraft. I remember putting it in the Discord. I was like, I think I'm moving to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And those fucking cunts where you have to put almost 200 hours worth of playtime into it just to start getting into the story. Fuck off. I'm not doing that, and I didn't.
I tell you what really irked me about Final Fantasy was the fact that you didn't have specific classes that you would create the character to be in. So first, you could be a job.
Yeah. At first, I thought, what a great idea, but then quickly realised it takes away
the identity, right?
Yeah, all identity from 100%. Your character, because you can be whatever you want.
Yeah, 100%.
Me and Ash obviously played it, and we were playing it parallel to each other, and sometimes we did play together. And for him, it's different because he's never played an MMO before, so he's completely blind to it. Whereas for me, you will always compare it.
You always compare.
Always compare.
You can't get away from it.
And the art style is not my kind of art style. It's so similar to WoW but different.
Yes.
Where you sit and you go, I can understand why people find this so popular and why it is the second best, but it's the second best. And it's the second best for a reason. Yeah. Now, WoW has the upper hand because it was the first one of its kind to come out. It set the example, but what it did that so many games aren't able to retain is leading that example.
Yes, so and actually keep developing that.
Yeah, you go, we are number one, and we are the first game to come out of this kind, and we are the best.
Yeah.
And we are the best because we're the only one, but we are the best. And then to be able to maintain it for 2 decades and go, no, we are the fucking best, regardless of if we have our downward slopes or whatever, we are the best.
Well, it's cyclical, isn't it? WoW's World of Warcraft has always been cyclical in terms of what, you know, their ups and downs. I mean, they started going on a downward trajectory when they released, so it was after Wrath of the Lich King and then Cataclysm.
Yeah,
Cataclysm was sort of like the herald of the first downward trend after Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King was absolute peak. I mean, back then there was like, was it 17 million concurrent players every day?
They really hit the fucking gold mine.
It was
with
ridiculous. Wrath of the Lich King was insane.
The fact that was the second expansion in World of Warcraft, and to this day, it is still regarded as the most popular.
The best one.
Yeah.
And I think, so they started going on a downward trend with Cataclysm and then subsequently Mists of Pandaria and then subsequently Warlords of Draenor. But it then peaked again at Legion. Yeah. And I think Legion was a really, really good example of how they combined modern innovation with what they knew was best about WoW. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Legion was perfect, but you know, by bringing back in and putting the emphasis on the artifact weapons and those power systems, etc.
I think what you had is so WoW, much like Warhammer, has such a rich lore base.
Yeah.
And there's so many different avenues that you can explore. I'm exploring them right now in written format.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have always had your main characters when it comes to the lore with Illidan, fucking Arthas, and their backstories, Frau, Jaina, your main people. Wrath of the Lich King was obviously centered around Arthas Menethil.
Yes, correct.
So the Lich King and how he came to be, and then how you've overthrown him, and incredible expansion. And then Wrath of the Lich King, very centered around Illidan. And that story, same with the Burning Crusade. The Burning Crusade was entirely centered around fucking Illidan.
Yeah.
This big fucking demon hunter, lord, crazy looking fucking geezer.
You are not prepared.
You're not prepared. And then obviously the Legion. I know it wasn't purely centered around Illidan, but obviously he had a massive part to play within that expansion.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't play it, I know the lore surrounding it.
Yeah.
And these are things where if you grew up with WoW, like if you brought out an expansion now where the Lich King was involved in it quite heavily, it would go fucking mad.
It would if they executed it in a
correctly
dynamic
lore
way.
accurate.
Yeah.
Because right now he's gone.
Well,
He's not
in the most pathetic way possible as well, which is the sad part.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's a little wisp, and he's just
just gone.
Yeah.
So, that resonates with the players.
Yes.
Because you've got such a strong structure. Whereas, like now, obviously, you've split off into all different directions, and the story writing got quite shit. Dragonflight was, I think, one of the best expansions that Blizzard has made in terms of innovation and driving the genre forwards.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of different changes they implemented and all the systems. I think that was the perfectly executed thing to incorporate all of these crazy new mechanics. But story-wise, it was fucking whack.
Oh, mate, Dragonflight's story was
wet as fuck.
Absolutely. It was
bullshit.
It was actually diabolical.
It was just wet shit.
And I think, and I will state that, and I agree with you, Dragonflight was definitely the staging ground expansion for them to be able to test and implement new technologies to set the groundwork for the War Within and this saga, and Midnight.
Yeah.
So I can tolerate Dragonflight. There's a reason why I didn't play Dragonflight season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Because there were 4 seasons in Dragonflight, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I didn't. In fact, I didn't even play season 4 really until the very, very end when we were doing. I was just doing. You were able to do the raids for those ruby things that you could pick up to buy gear. Yeah. That was it. That's all I came back for, and to understand it. But Dragonflight, great expansion for systems testing. But man, I agree with you. The story was absolute cack. It was so bad.
You want grit, and the community's calling out for. I want to see some blood.
Yeah.
What I want to see is, it's always been Horde and Alliance has always been the two factions that are always fighting against each other, but then there's always been a common enemy, but we've always been fighting against each other regardless. Yeah. And then slowly, kind of with the Lich King, the Alliance and the Horde were coming together, but still remaining that hatred between each other. And then with the likes of Miss Pandaria, it was slowly coming together, and then you had fucking warlords.
But then BFA kind of gave us hope that
it was separate.
It was going to be that bloodbath again.
Yeah.
Because you had Sylvanas at the helm,
Yeah.
who was going to be... She was a psycho. She was arguably one of the best villains in World of Warcraft, period.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whether she was a leader of the Horde or not, because she was messed up in the head. And she was unhinged because, guess what? The Lich King stole her soul.
Yeah.
And we had this amazing character in Sylvanas. And what did they do to her in Shadowlands? They gave her soul back.
Yeah.
Why would you give arguably the most iconic and nut-headed villain in the whole of your universe a consciousness?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you give her soul back?
Keep her a villain.
Keep her a villain. And if it means that her arc ends in tragedy, then you know that her arc ends in tragedy.
Yeah, let it end in tragedy.
Let it end in tragedy.
That's what we're crying for. Let someone fucking die.
And then you can, like, with that tragedy, with that arc, you can do a lot of things with the spin-off.
Why is Khadgar in a wheelchair?
Why is Khadgar in a wheelchair?
Why is he in a wheelchair? Why is one of the most powerful mages in the fucking game
in a
currently
wheelchair.
Sat in a wheelchair because he used some of his spells?
And just to clarify,
get up.
Just to clarify, we're all for inclusivity.
I'm not digging wheelchair users, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
We're all in for inclusivity.
But this cunt lifted Dalaran.
He lifted Dalaran. Agreed.
An entire city.
And he spirit bombed. What was his fucking name? Was it Archimon? I can't remember. He spirit bombed a demon in the face.
Yeah.
From Dragon Ball
what
Z.
the fuck? We just want let someone important die. Let them go. Let it be something crazy. Let Vol'jin happen again. Let it be something mega, because
what so I've always been a Horde person, as have you. And Thrall has always been in fact, I play Shaman primarily because I'm modelling him off of Thrall, because Thrall's an enhancement shaman, and I play enhancement shaman, and actually one of my transmogs is based off of him.
Yeah.
But I have a really, really, really bad feeling that in either this saga or the next, so either Midnight or the next expansion,
one of them's going to die.
Thrall or Jaina or even what's Pussy Boy? What's his name?
That's mad that I can't remember his name as well because
that's
he's
how
great.
irrelevant he's been. That's how irrelevant he's been.
But I love him.
Anduin, that's it.
Anduin.
There we go. So I have a feeling that one of those.
I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Great cinematic. I love that cinematic. It's really good.
I have a feeling one of those three are gonna die.
They have to.
I think they will.
I think they. I would love to see the war chief.
What is this? So while we're on the topic, you just mentioned war chief.
Who is our war chief?
We don't have one. That's what I was about to say. We have a council.
Ugh.
We have a council.
Fuck, we need a war chief,
and the Forsaken have a council.
Everyone loved Vol'jin, man.
What's this about councils? We all know that councils don't work. I mean, if you draw, okay, right, fine. I mean, we're definitely not making this a political podcast, but if you're going to draw parallels here between, governing systems and whatnot, we all know for a fact that the most amount of stability comes from dictatorships and communism.
Yes.
Right. If you're going to apply it in a game sense, right,
it's the same thing.
There's war chief.
Yeah, give me a war chief.
Give me a war chief.
Give me a leader
Garrosh,
back. Give me a
Thrall.
commander.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Bane, obviously Bane's dead, but Bane's dead. Ken's dead. Bane's still alive.
Yes.
He's on the council.
Yeah, he's on the council.
But you need a war chief back.
It's just the wishy-washiness of it. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a problem because obviously there's a bigger picture.
We're all friends.
But Frau has always been seeing that bigger picture, especially when you know his backstory and the lore behind him.
Yeah.
You understand where he comes from as a character, but as the Horde, as an entirety, and the same with the Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have that conflict back because you're never going to be able to join the two. And I feel like it shouldn't be joined either.
Can you imagine an interracial orc and human baby? Wait, no, there is one. An interracial human and orc baby. Garona isn't she?
Possibly. I'd imagine that would be a thing if they've.
I think we might need to fact check that. I was pretty sure Garona is a half human, half orc.
Oh.
That was in a Warcraft movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Tauren gnome?
Yeah, there is a whole half orc thing. Conceived violently during war crimes and are not accepted by either faction. But the half orcs do exist. They are a thing. Half orcs are commonly known as half tusks in Perskull and Zoroastria. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. I don't even think that's not World of Warcraft, that section. But there are canonically half orcs. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Garona is one of those.
Within WoW. But it's just that they need to get out of the same gameplay loop that they've been in the last couple of expansions and the last seasons where it's like, here's the big bad guy, quick, let's all join together and kill the big bad guy.
To be fair,
we've killed them and now there's another big bad guy. Oh no, this person who was helping us is now another bad guy.
Yeah.
Let's kill them. Oh no, they've seen the error of their ways. Now they must be punished, but not murdered.
I guess though, credit where credit's due. That's kind of what Blizzard have been trying to do, though, isn't it? Because that's what they've done with this.
With Chris Metzen coming back, that's the direction that they're taking.
The war within Midnight. Xal'atath is the overarching villain.
It's a long stretch out story that needs to come to an end.
Yeah,
but also you need a burning crusade back. You need a battle for Azeroth because I didn't think BFA was that bad. I just thought it was very long.
I thought BFA was alright until they went a bit too much with the additional powers.
Yeah,
the corruptions.
Yeah, corruption was fucking mad.
So season one BFA was probably one of the best experiences I'd had in WoW for a long time.
Because it was pure, here's a new island, here's both of these factions fighting
since Wrath of Lich King. I would even say that, but BFA season one was better than Legion for me. Season 2 was okay because that was when they introduced that neck thing. That legendary neck that you could change the power on.
The Azerite
exactly.
Thing,
which is fine, you could deal with that. But then they introduced corruptions.
Yeah. And corruption.
And that was when it started getting
time.
ridiculous. Like that broke the game. Like, and I primarily PvP back then. So
yeah,
you had these
people
guys
running at full corruption.
Yeah, like rogues with a 9 stack of that bleed thing that I did, or a blood DK with a 6 stack of Twilight Devastation, which meant that beam would come down and just one shot you.
Yeah.
You know, and I that really broke the game for me, and they were heading in such a great direction, and then it just absolutely fucked it.
And there's a reason why they never brought that mechanic back. They never brought that structure back.
No.
But the Azurite neck piece, that obviously you have that in forms of like the Reshi wraps that we have now. That's a system that does work to a point. I feel like it was tested very well with Legion, with the legendary artifacts, but the takeaway from Legion is that it completely fucked you from wanting to get any other weapons, because you were locked to it. Whereas a cape, I can take that. A belt, sweet.
And also, they made it the Reshi wraps is not an active ability.
No,
it just did. It was just there, and it would just do something.
Yeah,
it would. You like randomly one shot something. Oh, how did I do that? Oh, okay, that's what it was.
And it makes sense for the expansion.
Didn't have to push it, and you couldn't change what it did, which is what they did in BFA. But like, I think again they made it clear they learned their lessons from Shadowlands. But this is why I've got respect in Blizzard right now, because. And this is why I'm fully behind them with the way in which they're taking the game development, because they listened to what we said about Shadowlands, for example, the Covenant, the borrowed power, and they're inevitably being a meta as a result of you being a Retribution Paladin that was either Bastion or whatever.
Oh god, that shit! And then they'd fucking change it around with every patch.
Exactly.
So you'd have to completely change your whole Covenant, and there was no skips.
And then grind it.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything was time gated. The renown system that they had implemented, because it was a renown system, wasn't it? And
it was.
And it was locked.
Yeah.
Behind, and it was like fucking hell. Like this is.
So they've learned from all of that.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm really, really happy with the way in which the direction they're going at the moment, because, again, sort of playing to us being, late 20s, early 30s, I've got a kid on the way. Like, I'm fully conscious and aware of the fact that I'm not going to have as much time in the world as I used to. I'm not that I had that much to play with anyway before. But when you've got limited time and you've got a busy lifestyle and you've got things to do, you appreciate when developers understand that they respect that.
Yeah.
And with you and your running, for example, and me and my incoming baby, and obviously trying to maintain my fitness goals, you actually don't really have much time to play other than the time that you prescribe for when you're raiding with all the lads.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be or have to be spending hours and hours and hours catching up and grinding on the other stuff. For you to have the option to do that still is good for the more hardcore players. That's fine. But I've already accepted the fact that I am not going to fall within that percentile. Never have, never will.
Well, you think like with the pre-patch at the moment, Leon's already pretty much finished it. I've barely touched it. I know there's not a lot of content in it anyway.
I've done one quest.
Yeah, but all I've done is get the title, and that's it. I haven't got the mounts from it. I literally did that and then went straight into some Mythic Plus with them boys. Yeah. So for me, I could log on after this pod and then just absolutely steamroll it and then sit there and go, well, there's no content in this pre-patch. But
the point being is that there shouldn't have to be loads of content for you to smash through, because we all know that as mature adults, that is not a sustainable way of approaching any game.
The game's designed for adults.
Yes,
it's not. It's not designed,
and that's what I like about
for children to get into.
And they recognise that actually the vast majority of the people still playing this game are the people that were playing with us way back when, and most of those people are in their 30s and 40s now.
Yeah. If you introduced a fucking 15-year-old into this and how much shit is involved is madness.
Yeah.
I think it's a difficult one to balance in terms of if you was a brand new player trying to get into World of Warcraft right now, fuck that, because there's just so much shit. Like,
but I mean, I haven't played through the new player experience. I'm tempted.
I know Leon was complaining about it because he made a character and then he said it literally just drops you in battle for what the fuck is in the dragon one?
Dragonfly.
Why did I forget that? It just drops you in Dragonflight.
Yeah.
The story's changed.
Yeah.
But he was saying like it doesn't let you leave. You can't like leave the areas and like it keeps you in there, which I guess kind of good, because then if you are a new player, you're forced to have that introduction.
I think that is the right thing to do.
Otherwise, there's a whole other world of just shit. That
I think
you could get
because
lost
I
in.
think if I remember correctly, they've got you can choose the experience you decide to do at the start. So when you create a character, you can choose to have just a completely open world experience, or you can choose to follow their new player experience. And I think if you choose to go through their new player experience, you have to have a locked and linear path to follow.
I'll have to check it out.
Because I've had the same problem when I tried playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And ESO.
Yeah.
When I tried getting into them, these were at the times where I was completely off of WoW. I had no one to play with. I was done with WoW. I needed something different. And I wanted to try something new. So I went in, logged into ESO. Obviously, ESO's model is you purchase the expansions, but there's also DLC packs that you can download.
Yeah.
I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's mad.
What do? Do I follow this quest? Do I go that quest? Do I do this?
ESO's got a similar structure to what we've got with WoW.
Yeah.
In that if you have a current up-to-date sub, all you have to do is buy the current expansion, and then you've got access to
the latest
previous.
Stuff. Yeah. But the problem with ESO was I didn't know whether the content I was doing was up to date or not.
Yeah, because when you start the game, obviously it asks you which portal you want to go through.
Yeah.
And I go, what do you mean, what portal? And then some are locked and some aren't. But if you've started the game with a sub already, then they're all unlocked for you, because if you subscribe to it, then they're all unlocked.
Yeah.
You go, well, I don't know. And then it doesn't matter which place you go to, regardless, you still get the main story given to you, where you have to then traverse through the original zones in the main story.
I was so confused. I was so confused. I think actually the fact that they've got that new player zone experience thing, where you are literally
forcing you to
do it, I think that's a good thing, because as a new player, as a completely new player, that is what you're looking for.
Yeah, because the main story quest line in ESO is very, very good, especially for leveling and getting the skill points and everything.
Yeah.
But it's when you finish that,
then what?
There's a million different things. There's no direction.
Exactly.
You go, right. Well, I'll just pick a zone and start leveling through that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this new player thing, they guide you through it. They lock you into that. This is what you're going to do up until you hit level 80 or whatever. And even then, you got to finish that campaign and that storyline. And then once you hit that certain point,
here's the open game.
Here, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Because you'll know the basics by then to crack on. Because throwing someone in something like World of Warcraft, if in any MMO that they don't know, you 100%. Go, oh fuck, like this is overwhelming. To shit.
100%.
Fucking Final Fantasy, it's fixed now. But when I was getting into it, the amount of hours and content, it was like the second expansion that you would have to get to before the game got good. I remember I was part of a guild or community or whatever, and I'd put, I think it was something crazy, like I'd already sunk in like 70 or 80 hours into the game.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to him, I was like, when does it get good? I was like, I'm not having fun here. I'm skipping cutscenes, which I very rarely do. I was like, I'm not enjoying this. This feels like an absolute grind. And they were like, someone showed me a website and it put it all into chapters. And I found the point where I was at, and they were like, get through the initial story, and then after the first expansion, there was like the first expansion is when it really opens up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sweet, cool. Found the drop down list of the original story, and it's fucking ginormous. And then I was like, right, I'm on this quest, so I'm right at the end. That's great. And then did it, and then you've got the is it an epilogue or a prologue?
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah.
An epilogue?
Epilogue, yeah.
Or one of those two, I can't remember which one. So you've got to do that before you get into the first expansion of Final Fantasy Online. And I played for a good 15, 20 hours. And I just felt like there was no progression through what I was doing. And I messaged and I said, when do you get into the first expansion then? And they're like, oh, it can take nearly 100 hours.
Yeah,
before the game, before the game really opens up. It's about 100 hours.
Thanks, buddy.
And I went, what? And I found the same thing, like the list. And it was just as big as the initial fucking story. And that's when I stopped. That's when I stopped doing it. And I went, I'm not doing this. I remember doing a whole episode about it and complaining to Ash about it because he had the same fucking gripes. I was like, I am not playing a game where I have to put hundreds of hours into it to get to the baseline of the game. I said, I'm not fucking doing it. And then shortly after, they introduced a skip where they got rid of all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not touching it, but thank fuck.
Yeah.
Because that is so dumb. So what World of Warcraft's doing, it does make perfect sense in locking you into that.
Yeah.
I'll have to experience it.
I'll
probably make a new character today.
Yeah.
And just see what that's like, because you had the Isle thing where it got you from level 1 to 10.
There was like the first 10, 15 levels.
Yeah, first 10 levels.
Yeah, Exile's Reach,
yeah, where it would make you do a dungeon. It would give you the very, very basics of the game, but they were very, very basic.
Yeah.
And then it would thrust you into the open world. Off you go.
That's just too much.
Yeah. Whereas now, fair enough. I'll play it and then we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll do the same.
And we'll fucking leave it there, brother.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. How far did we go there?
Hour and 45.
That's pretty decent.
And I've been wanting to talk about WoW for a long time.
That flew by very quick. And to be fair, we didn't even. I mean, we diverged a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure there will be more to come in the future.
Of course there will. This has been
great. More specific, and I suppose what we could do, a suggestion is we can always get some feedback from your listeners.
From the Discord.
And see what they want. What they want us.
Tell me how many slices that was, Corey. Yeah. Fucking how many was that, motherfucker? See you later, everyone. Thanks for coming, John. I love it. See ya. Hooroo.
Bye.